Hi, I'm Miko Nehman. I'm with Century 21 Hometown Realty.
And I'm April Hugh. I'm with Century 21 Hometown Realty. And today we have Erika Weber, the Sales and Marketing Director of VTC. Welcome.
Correct.
Erika.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
To have you. So what does VTC stand for?
Well, back in the day, it stood for Vocational Training Center. The organization was actually founded in the early 60s by a group of parents. It was just a grassroots effort by a group of parents who looked around and said there is nothing here in Santa Maria for our kids that have these disabilities. So they got together and they started kind of like a school almost to begin with, and then it just developed into a work site and eventually Vocational Training Center. It actually had other names before that, but it was Vocational Training Center until the board decided that VTC Enterprises was more accurate for what we were doing, because we weren't doing much at the facility. Most of our individuals were out in the community working and being integrated with the regular population.
So is it just specific to Santa Maria area then, or?
Well, VTC is also located, has an office in Lompoc.
Okay.
And we do have clients that we serve in southern San Luis Obispo County.
Okay.
But typically we are just here on the Central Coast, and Santa Maria is where we originated, and there are organizations like VTC all over the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think I first learned about your company was for donations.
Mm-hmm.
So you would call and the truck would come out and pick
Right.
up your
Right.
things, and
Right.
then you would sell the things to earn
Right.
yeah.
And to provide jobs for our individuals.
'Cause they work in the store.
They work in the store, and they get a great learning experience,
Yes.
moving from hanging clothes and sorting things to maybe working the cash register and customer service.
right.
Exactly, all of that. And we were down on North Broadway in the Pepper Tree Plaza for a long time.
Right.
Then we moved out to Blosser. And when our lease was up there, we struggled to find a property that we could afford and that was the right size. And we ended up having to close the Santa Maria location. But we did it at just the right time where every employee could be moved into a new position within VTC. So that's kind of why they were going to extend the lease, but that's why we made the decision to close it then, because everybody was reemployed somewhere else.
So it didn't have anything to do with COVID then?
No, the Lompoc facility had everything to do with COVID.
Okay, so that
Okay.
closed because of COVID.
Right, the Lompoc thrift store.
The thrift store.
Right.
Do you foresee that ever coming back, the thrift store, though?
I would love to see it come back.
think so, too.
Yeah, I really would. I mean, it just makes sense, and I would love to see it come back.
Well, we'll help you find a new location, right?
Thank you. Exactly. That's what you do.
There we go. Right. So yeah, and that's because I had no idea that the thrift stores had closed. I used to donate all kinds of stuff to VTC, and I didn't even remember this until I started thinking about VTC. But when several years ago, I would go to the location on Blosser, and they would do they had the copy printing place. I do my mailers. I had bulk mailing done, and they
would
did
do it for
yes,
you.
and it was like super cheap, and they
we
did a
still
great
do
job.
that.
So you still do that?
Oh, okay.
Still do that. We still have our printing department out on our facility on A Street.
Okay.
And we do a really great job with bulk mailers. In fact, the post office refers people to us all the time because we do such a great job. And it is relatively inexpensive. We also do business cards and brochures. We do a lot of online newsletters for people. We actually created a graphics department for one of our individuals that loved graphics. That was his passion, and he'd been at VTC many years doing various jobs, but he really wanted to do graphic arts, and so we said, all right, well, let's get the software and a computer, and Marshall does a lot of our graphic work now.
So the people that are in the VTC program, where else do they work?
They work all over the community. Some work at the A Street Cafe, the restaurant that we have there.
Okay.
And then on the back of the house, the back of the restaurant, most people don't know this, but we've been providing lunch and dinner for juvenile hall for,
Oh, gosh.
I don't know, 30, 40 years.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
So there are people working in the back as well to provide those meals. And the front of the house, the restaurant part of it, obviously they're learning, hostess skills and waitress skills and cashiering and all of that.
Yeah.
They do a great job. And then we have people out in the community. One of the crews that has been probably the longest standing is the car washing crew at Honda. Started 22 years ago. It was Saturn at the time, and they go every day from 7 in the morning till to 11 in the morning, and they wash all the cars on the lot. Make sure they're
How
shiny
fantastic.
and bright when you go to look to buy a car.
So okay.
I had no
Yeah,
idea.
that's-
Yeah,
It's just things you don't think about,
Right, and we have guys at Albertsons and Walmart and various locations throughout the community. Of course, COVID put a damp on some of our groups, but the essential workers, so the lawn service was able to keep working, and all of our grounds maintenance crews out at the commissary or at Vandenberg Air Force Base. That's another thing we do.
Okay.
I had no idea.
So what about residential, like individual? Do you?
Oh, we do residential and commercial landscape maintenance.
So
Okay.
what I was surprised about recently was I'm on a board at a condo complex in
Right,
town, and your company came out to give a bid to clean the pool area and the clubhouse, and I had no idea.
Right. We do several HOAs throughout the community. In fact, we've been especially busy just recently because everybody's pools are opening back
Yes.
up. And so there's
We
like,
need it
okay,
now."
We need it now. We're having a party this weekend.
Yep, for sure.
so funny.
And we've been scrambling to get
That's
everybody taken care of.
Busy then, right? Oh,
But
that's
it provides great opportunities for the individuals, and they love to work and be productive and be part of our community.
Absolutely.
yeah,
You have a
you feel like
purpose.
part of.
Just
Yeah.
like anybody.
Yes.
Just like anybody. They like to have that paycheck and buy their iPads and go to restaurants and the movies and do everything we like to do. So
Is there a process for them to be able to be part of VTC?
typically they have a case open with Tri-Counties Regional Center. Tri-Counties services Ventura, Santa Barbara, and San Luis Obispo counties in our area, and those people have a caseworker that identifies their needs and their wants and their abilities, and then places them with an organization like VTC.
Okay, I
depending
see.
on what they want to do and the
Okay.
services that organization offers. So, there's other organizations like VTC in our area. Achievement House is one of them. They're based in San Luis
Okay.
Obispo. Path Point, which comes out of the Ventura area, they're also have a spot here. So depending on what services fit best for that individual,
That's where they're
where
placed?
they'll be referred.
Okay, got
Okay.
it. That's good to know.
Wow.
Right.
All right. And so you had mentioned that some fundraisers that you also partake in.
Right.
And if you want to.
Well, for the last 7 years, 2014 through 2020, we supported an Elks Rodeo Queen candidate. So that looked like 6 to 8 weeks of just, event
Campaigning,
after event
yep.
after event to raise as much money as possible. COVID changed that dramatically. Our 6-week event turned into a 5-month event, and of course we couldn't have any events. We were allowed to have the golf tournament, but we could have an awards reception afterwards, but we couldn't have a microphone, because then it would be considered an event. You have people sitting at tables out on the lawn.
So you yell at them?
Yeah, you have to yell at them. It was interesting. But we did okay. We raised a lot of money. Faith DeBrum was our candidate last year, and she's a cancer survivor, and so she knows how to raise money, and so she did a great job. We're not doing the Queen candidacy campaign anymore, so this year we will still have our golf tournament.
Okay.
It's October 29th, which is a Friday, out at the Country Club, and it is a memorial golf tournament. One of our longtime board members and supporters, Henry Grennan, He always hoped that VTC would have an endowment fund, so that long after he was gone, VTC could continue to
Oh,
provide
that's nice.
services.
Yeah.
His son was a client at VTC
Okay.
for 30 years. So, and then just this last year, his wife Beverly passed away. So this will be a Beverly and Henry Grennan Memorial Golf Tournament.
Oh,
that's
that's
nice.
really nice.
And the family gets involved, and so we raise money, and that monies go into the endowment fund.
Oh, great.
Right, and then in February, we plan to have a benefit drawing like we
Okay.
did during the campaign, but this will be around Valentine's Day, so we'll change the theme a little bit. And then some kind of barn party in May to be disclosed. We don't have all the particulars nailed down.
Okay, that's exciting.
Yeah.
That's great.
So back to the golf though tournament. Now, do you play golf or?
I do not play golf.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you what though, ever since we've been doing the Queen campaign, I had to learn the lingo so I could even know how to set this event up. Because they do strange things out there, like, closest to the tee and longest drive, and there's all
The par, the birdie, the.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, I don't do golf, but the golfers love it, and we make it as fun as possible.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's
so that
great.
Everybody just comes out and has a great time, and hopefully we raise some money in the process.
So anybody can come golf?
Anybody can come golf.
Okay,
Mhm.
Well-
that's great.
We have sponsorship opportunities for people, and we have pole sponsors, or you can be an event sponsor and get your logo plastered all over the place, and all the
Oh,
little
great.
extras that go along with that.
Nice.
That's really
Very
nice.
Mhm.
Well, you've been a great source of information here
Yes.
for VTC. This is
Yeah.
wonderful.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could go on for another hour if you wanted.
Well, we'll have you back and
Okay,
maybe we'll check
yeah.
in with you.
That'd be
and-
great.
I mean, that's just scratching the surface of the
Yeah.
things that we do for the individuals we serve.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's great, and I mean, just the community. It's a win-win.
Oh,
you
it
know,
is.
You know,
It
so
really, truly is. And, I always call it the happiest place on earth. A lot of people think Disneyland is, but if you want unconditional love, you just go hang out at VTC for a while.
Oh,
And,
that's so nice.
Yeah. We've just now started having some of our guys come back to program in person, and I was out at facility the other day, and I'll tell you what, they are thrilled to be with their instructors
Oh, I'm
again
sure.
and with one another. You can just see
yes.
the light in their eyes, and they're
Oh,
very
that's
excited
great.
to be back at program.
That's wonderful.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much for coming
Sure.
on our show and sharing all this wonderful information.
Yeah,
It was
definitely.
great.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's good to see you.
Thanks.
Yeah, and if you have any other questions or would like more information, my number is 805-878-5056.
And I'm at 805-714-8124. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Bye.